All right, welcome. So for today's practice, it's going to be a little bit of a restorative breath and light stretching. So I'm going to ask you to go ahead and grab a pillow and a blanket. We are going to start seated, and you can fold your blanket and sit right on top of it. This allows us to lift our hips off the ground and maybe a little bit easier to stack joint on joint. From here, you'll remove the fleshy part from your sits bones, grounding into your space. Go ahead and shift your shoulders back, fluttering your eyes closed, and start to deepen your breath, inhaling through the nose and exhaling with the side. Inhale, grow tall. And as you exhale, feel your shoulders melt away from your ears. Third and deepest round yet, inhale. And exhale. Moving into some shoulder rolls. As you inhale, draw the shoulders up to your ears. And exhale, roll them on back. Go ahead and do 4 more of these. So we'll do 5 in one direction, and then 5 in the other. Start to breathe into that space in the front of your chest, as well as that space between your shoulder blades. As you keep your eyes closed, maybe you're able to notice a little bit more of that sensation in the upper body. And on your final round, go ahead and come back to neutral. Inhale, drawing the shoulders on up. Exhale, this time, roll the shoulders forward. 5 in this direction to even it out. Using your breath as a tool to get a little bit deeper into those spaces where you feel like you're holding tension. And then dropping your shoulders down. Keeping your eyes closed, you'll lift your right arm up to the sky. Bending the right elbow, gently place your right hand on your left ear. As you exhale, draw the right ear close to your right shoulder. Breathing along the right side of your neck, you can have your left fingertips tented next to your hips. Or if you'd like, you can bring the left arm out to a T parallel to your mat. Breathing now into the shoulder space and bicep. Adding some rotations as you rotate the thumb up and towards the back of your space. And as you exhale, rotate the thumb so that the palm is facing towards the back. One more deep breath, your inhale. Exhale, release the left ear. Your right hand will come down next to your right hip. Inhale, left hand reaches up to the sky. And as you exhale, bend the left elbow, placing your left hand onto the right ear. Use your breath. You'll notice maybe some tightness more on this side, or maybe it's even a little looser. If you did so on the other side, you can extend your right arm out to the side. And then again, if you did that on the other sides, go ahead and start with those rotations. Inhales, identify any tension that you're holding on to, and exhales, release it away. This is your practice, so if there's any juicy parts here, you can go ahead and stick with it, breathe through in that shape. On an inhale, release the left hand, reaching up to the sky. And as you exhale, bring the right hand on up. You'll interlace the fingers, bringing the palms to the back of your neck. Lean into this imaginary hammock that you got going on here. As you inhale, open your elbows like a book, lifting through the chest. And as you exhale, let your chin tuck down. Drawing your chin into your chest, your elbows will come to meet. Inhale, open up. Imagine a light string lifting your chest on up. And exhale, close on in, sending your breath to the back of your heart space. 3 more on your own. Inhale. And exhale. Releasing the hands to your side, you can switch out your seated position. And you can either stay on the folded blanket or come on down so you're on your mat. You're going to bring your hands to wrap around your knees and just start to get into some hip circles here. We've awakened the upper body, so now we're getting a little bit deeper into that low body. I like to add some light pressure to my palms. Breathing into the space I'm creating in the hips. On your next round, you'll stop at center. And then as you exhale, you'll start to circle in the other direction. Come on up with your inhale. And we're going to go ahead and make our way to lying down on your mat. You can keep your blanket handy, not using it quite yet. You can move the pillow just so that it comes right underneath your shoulder blades. You have a light lift in the chest, and then let everything else melt into your mat. On inhale, draw the right knee in towards the chest. And as you exhale, bring it on over to the right armpit. Start to massage your torso with the right thigh. Knee comes to the center of the torso, and the knee comes to the right armpit. On an inhale, you'll extend the right leg up to the sky. Your right foot is flexed. Hands can interlace just behind the hamstring. Be gentle with your breath as you start to draw the right thigh towards the torso. Your left foot is active in this pose, left heel grounding into the mat. As you exhale, bend the right knee, bringing it in for a squeeze. Switch out the legs. This time, you'll bend the left knee, squeezing it into the torso, drawing it up towards the chest. As you massage this left side of your torso, use your breath to remove any tension. I'm feeling a couple kinks in my low back here. On an inhale, extend the left leg this time. Left foot is flexed, fingers are interlaced at the back of the hamstring. You can bring a micro bend to the left knee to draw the left leg closer to your chest, but we're actively pressing down through the right heel. Inhale, flex through the left foot, and then exhale, squeeze the left leg in. This time you'll draw the right knee in as well, so you have both knees into your chest. We're going to do some circles, massaging the sacrum just behind the pelvis. So you'll rotate your knees in a clockwise position, and then you can move into counterclockwise. Of course, if you started in counterclockwise, you can always switch on over to clockwise. Send your breath to the low back. As your knees draw away from you, take a breath, inhale. And as you exhale, reverse the direction of your knee circles. Knees come back into the chest. As you exhale, bend the knees so the bottoms of the feet now are pointed up to the sky. Knees are bent. You can bring your peace fingers to wrap around the big toes or wrap your hands around the outside of your knees. We're going to take this happy baby first by breaking it down, starting with this foundational point. You're more than welcome to keep the pillow underneath your shoulders, or if you prefer, you can remove it away from you. Making contact with your mat. Tucking the chin slightly, you'll walk your shoulders into your mat. Notice how that engagement translates into the upper back, the mid back, and the low back. Think of your entire backside being like a suction cup here. And once you've created that foundation, you can rock your legs side to side, massaging the lumbar spine, the low back, maybe even getting into the shoulder space. Really depends on your body and where you've been holding your tension. A couple more rocks, and then we'll come back to neutral, happy baby. Inhale, and then exhale. See if you can draw your feet a little bit closer to your torso. Bring the right peace fingers to wrap around the right toe. And then as you inhale, straighten the right knee. You can still keep a micro bend in it. And then you can open the right leg up, feeling a stretch in the back of the thigh, your hamstring here. Notice if you start to waver, rocking over to your right side, use the strength in your left arm to equalize here. Inhale together. Exhale, bend the right knee in. You'll walk your left fingertips, peace fingers wrap around the left big toe. And then as you inhale, straighten the left leg. Again, you can keep a micro bend in the left knee, so we're not overdoing it with the stretch. Notice how the left hip starts to open up. If you find yourself rocking to the left side, use the strength and balance on the right torso, drawing the right knee to the outside of your mat. Inhale together. Exhale, bend the left knee, coming back to happy baby. We'll take 2 breaths here. You can either come back to that suction cup, fully engaging in neutral happy baby, or if you like, you can rock side to side. Inhale together. Exhale, releasing the feet. Go ahead and draw the knees into the chest. Your hands will rest on your shins. Left hand wraps around the outside of the right knee. Your right arm will reach out to a T. Scooting your hips over to the right side of your hip. As you exhale, let the knees knock over to the left side for a variation of supine twist. You can take that blanket and either place it under the left knee if you just want a little bit of comfort here, or if you're looking for some stabilization, sometimes I like just to roll the blanket and place it behind the right side of my back. Deep breath into the belly, inhale. And as you exhale, start to roll your knees, come back to center. This time you'll shift your hips over to the left side of your mat. Your right hand will find the outside of the left knee, moving your blanket to however you used it on the other side. The left arm will extend out to a T, grounding through the left shoulder as you exhale, knees knock over to your right side. Whether you're using the blanket as support on the right knee or on the left side of your back, lean into it. Support is there for a reason. Inhale together. And as you exhale, knees knock over towards the center of your mat. You can plant your feet down, so the bottoms of the feet pressing into your mat. Step your feet towards your hips so that you're able to graze the back of your heels with your fingertips. Lifting the shoulders off the mat slightly, you can lift your chest off the ground. And as you inhale, press into the feet, lifting the hips off your mat. As you exhale, lower your hips down. Inhale, lift the hips up, bridge pose, feel the glutes engage, and exhale, lower down. On this third round, I'll give you time to hold. Inhale, press into the bottoms of the feet, lifting the hips off the ground. Option here to interlace the fingers at the back of the, just below your back, and you can tuck your shoulders underneath the torso. A nice add-on to this pose is really pressing into your feet. You'll notice the hips start to move up to the sky, but then also you're kind of moving towards your head with your torso. Good way to protect the neck here is just to tuck the chin slightly. We want to keep the chin centered, not looking over to the left or right side. Inhale, see if you can press your hips an inch higher. Glutes are on. And then exhale, let the thumb come down to the ground. Heel toe your feet out to the width of your mat. Let your knees knock into one another for broken bridge. Couple different options here. I like to create an L shape with my index finger and thumbs of both hands and put it right into my hip crease, pressing down and away. You can also bring your blanket to rest right on top of your hips, feeling grounded in this pose. Inhale, lift the knees. Heel toe your feet to meet one another. Bottoms of the feet kiss as you let the knees knock open. Another great opportunity here to use your blanket as a weight right on top of the hips. As we round out our practice, you can either choose to stay here in Supta Baddha Konasana or join me in traditional Shavasana. One variation or add-on I like to do for Shavasana, especially with the blanket, is to roll it up and then place it right under where your knees are. Letting the backs of the knees rest onto your blanket. You can come back on down. If you like that feeling of having your chest lifted, bring that pillow right underneath the shoulder blades. One hand comes to your belly, the other comes to your chest. Or you can simply let the hands fall to your side, rooting down into your mat. Come back to your breath. Noticing the length of your inhales and trying to match the length of your exhales. Let every breath ignite the sensation you've created through your movement here. time and space you created for your practice, the chance you gave yourself to drop it in. If you're able to stay in this restorative pose for longer, I highly encourage it. Everything will be waiting for you once you're ready to get off your mat. If you are ready to round out your practice, on a long inhale, you'll reach your arms up to the sky and then overhead for a big good morning stretch. Flexing the feet and reaching through the fingertips. As you exhale, roll over to the right side, drawing the knees into your chest. Your head will rest on your right bicep and your left hand will find your mat. An opportunity to thank yourself for coming and creating this time and space for you. Keeping your eyes closed, you'll roll on up into a seated position. Heart first. Finding your seated, cross-legged position, hands will come to your heart in prayer. Sharing a moment of gratitude for every muscle, bone, and joint that took you through your practice. Bringing your prayer to third eye, thankful for all of the life lessons put before us. Some easier than others, but all providing perspective. And bowing forward, thankful for this wonderful space we can practice together while far apart. Great job creating this space for yourself, and thank you for sharing it with me. Namaste. Have a wonderful evening. If you're interested in flowing, I had a 60-minute class coming on up, and I'll make sure that this recorded session ends up on the YouTube channel.
Namaste, my friend.
Namaste, Ami.